Welcome to the Alive Loren Podcast, and the place of celebrating juicy, soulful, whole, living, venturing, engaging on this journey of a lifetime. What's been very alive in my space, especially yesterday, today, try to emphasize, I'm kind of playing with it around perhaps getting the law of attraction like upside down. And I took a couple of days off. I thought I'd continue kind of sharing insights in that, but attended a retreat, and it was great to just have time away from everything. What I mean is, often there's this whole move around the magic we have to manifest, and when people create vision boards and set intentions and attract what they want, like how amazing we're creators. And it's just often though the things that are vision boarded and that are wanting to attract, it's not the thing. I really question, is it the thing? If you knew that getting the thing you'd be miserable, you'd absolutely feel worse than you feel now, would you want the thing that you think you want? If you're going to feel empty and disconnected and isolated and apathetic and uninspired, often everything that people want is because you're thinking of what I actually want is a state of aliveness. What I actually want is connectedness, is willingness, open-heartedness, embracing and welcoming of life. That's what people want, and they choose the relationship, the job, the house, the nature, the city, because that is seen as a vehicle, a means to the actual state of being. So it's not really the thing, because if you got all those things on the vision board and you felt the exact opposite, do you still want them? And so feeling like it was more like a whisper, of consider getting the law of attraction, of manifestation completely upside down, and it's more like child's play. It's like picking up pennies and cents and acting as if you've won the lottery. It's like picking up the scraps and the crumbs of the most lavish party of all times. The most abundant, decadent, lavish party. Picking up the craps and the crumbs and behaving as if that is the party itself. Because what if the true alchemy is our ability to actually decide to find joy and meaning and purpose and lesson and willingness to allow no matter what happens. What if that is the true alchemy, that actually what is unfolding just is? It's just the isness of life. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not inspiring, it's not debilitating, it just is. And we choose the meaning. We choose to frame it in a way of whether it's something that's going to devastate you for the rest of the life, or whether it's something that's going to crack your heart wide open and motivate and inspire you to be there and make a difference and create all that's going to get you focused. I've mentioned this one before, but there's so many of these stories where people go through the same things. When you hear stories of people going through, for example, the genocide in Rwanda, and you have groups of people dedicated to making those pay, making the perpetrators pay, no matter what. They must feel the pain, the anguish, the devastation. And you have other people who've gone through the exact same event, who are committed to never, ever, ever have it happen again. It doesn't matter if it's to me. It doesn't matter if it's to my perceived enemy. No one should ever go through that trauma and just living hell that was the experience for some people. But even labeling it that, it's like the people that take that exact same traumatic experience, but it fuels and motivates to put stuff into place that never happens again. So what is the true alchemy? is not in thinking about what I think would give me the state that I want. What if it's the ultimate manifestation of the improv principle of yes and? Like, no matter what happens, it's a yes to it. Because, for example, if you get what you want, it's like, yes, that was what I preferred. And you're feeling the natural flow and energy and that things do, not to say that they don't. That just like energetically, seeing a rattlesnake feels different to seeing a fluffy bunny or a cute puppy. It feels different. It's supposed to feel different because the one is cute and non-threatening and the other one could be like terminal in terms of your life. So they are supposed to energetically feel different. But what if it's a yes and? So if I get the thing that its flavor and its profile is one of, then it's like, yes, and I embrace that. I'm with it. It's beautiful. It's filling me with like just warm fuzziness. And what if it is that rattlesnake and there's the heart beating and there's the fear and the panic and there's the being vigilant and getting away from it. You don't go towards it and try to pick it up. You get yourself away in a safe distance. And whatever it is, whatever measures you take, if it's in a residential area, you don't have to kill the snake. It's like then contact somebody that will come and take it and put it in a bag and take it to its natural environment. But it's like, what if that is our alchemy? That no matter what happens, to be able to react with fascinated wonderment and welcome in all of life from a place of embracing the extent, like our cluelessness in terms of the vast expanse of everything that's been unfolding from the beginning of the space-time experience, every single thing that happened to create the next and the next and the next, that we are here for the blink of an eye to see one particular perspective of the one person that we incarnate as, to embrace that cluelessness and whatever comes. You know what, it just reminds me as well of that share of that bullying role play. The role play carries on because there's a discrepancy in power. There's the perpetrator bully and the victim bullied is playing into it, is reacting responsibly to it, is feeling down, is defensive, is freezing, flighting, is fighting back. Whereas if it's all in playfulness and it's no matter what arises, I know it's easier to do some with lighter things, but what if there is the capacity, like when you hear these stories of people who've gone through stuff where they had every reason in the world to close their hearts, and they decide to open them regardless, and to actually open them precisely because of that experience. Those stories are testament to the alchemy that we have. Because if your alchemy is only in attracting the things that you think will give you the state you want, what if the alchemy is living from a place of a state of joy and wonderment and allowing and getting excited with no matter what comes, that there's an excitement in feeling the fear and the heartbeat and the cold sweat of that snake, because then you know you've got what action you need to take. And there's a joy and an openness and an embracing of feeling the warmth and the fuzziness of seeing the bunny rabbit and the puppy. What if it's a yes and wow, I got what I wanted, yes! What if you don't get what you want? Yes, I get to see how attached I am to what I want and how much it is affecting my enjoyment. Whereas if I can see my preference and let it go and choose to enjoy anyway, so maybe that's where, and that alchemy, for me, far supersedes. That's the class. The lifetime class, that's the skill for me that I want to hone and work on. So precious soul, happy adventuring, and maybe play with this question of which alchemy do you choose? The alchemy of manifesting, choosing things that you think you want to create a certain feeling, or the alchemy of living from a space of wonderment, having more moments of wonderment and fascination and embracing and getting excited with whatever is alive in you, no matter what is happening, as either something to soften and to embrace and enjoy, and even if it is uncomfortable, to have the opportunity to relax and release, to relax and release. It's like when the alarm bells go because there's a fire and the smoke detectors are picking up smoke. There's a reason they're alarming, because there's smoke. You need to take the necessary precautions so the building doesn't burn down. It's not wanting to hear the smoke alarms. All of it, that there is value and beauty in all of it if we can reframe. And things demand a different response, but that's okay. That's okay. So I invite you to kind of think of which alchemy. I definitely want to work on this path of alchemy of no matter what. No matter what. Yes to all of life. Happy adventuring, precious heart. Mwah.